The loudest proof of your greatness is the enemy who can't shut up about you. Chosen one, let that sink in, because right now, the very people who swore they were better than you, the ones who plotted, lied, and clawed at your name, can't go a single day without thinking about you. They live rent-free in the prison of their own envy, and the worst part? You hold the key they'll never touch. They've turned themselves into unpaid advertisers for your glow. Every whisper, every rumor, every side-eye, every copycat move is nothing more than a billboard proving you already won. They're stuck in your shadow, screaming your name, and the more they try to bury you, the more obvious it becomes that their obsession is proof of your crown. Now imagine this for a moment. Chosen one, picture your enemy standing in front of a mirror. They fix their hair the way you do. They mimic your walk, copy your smile, even steal your words. But the reflection always betrays them. No matter how hard they try, they still look like a bad impersonation, a cheap counterfeit trying to play royalty. It's like watching a crow strut around with stolen eagle feathers. It's laughable, it's embarrassing, and it exposes them instantly. They don't shine brighter by stealing from you. They expose how dim they are without you. And here's a fact science itself confirms. People who obsess over others more than their own growth develop higher levels of stress and anxiety. Psychologists call it upward social comparison, the toxic habit of measuring yourself against someone who outshines you. It corrodes confidence, it destroys peace, and it leaves the imitator feeling worthless. That's why your OPPs look miserable when they try to compete with you. Their minds are rotting in envy while you're out here glowing naturally. So if you've ever wondered, am I really that powerful? Yes, chosen one, you are. Because they wouldn't be obsessed if you weren't the proof they can't ignore. And thank you, chosen one, for being here. Don't forget to pay this message back by simply pressing the like and subscribe button to help spread this message to more souls. It is the responsibility of all of us to spread the light, to make sure the truth reaches every ear that needs to hear it. Thank you, chosen one, for being part of this mission. You are not just a listener, you are part of a force. Now, back to the truth. You make your OPPs look dumb every single day, and the proof is everywhere. They can't beat you, so they try to be you. They study your life like it's a manual, but no matter how many times they rehearse, they always trip on stage. And isn't it funny? They try to convince the world that they're original, yet everything they do screams copycat. You've turned their envy into entertainment. They expose themselves by trying to expose you. They thought they could overshadow you, but their desperate attempts have made them look like clowns in your circus. The desperation is obvious. Look at history. Judas betrayed Jesus, but his name is remembered only as a traitor, never a king. Brutus stabbed Caesar, but all people remember is the shame, not glory. Even in modern times, countless figures tried to copy innovators like Steve Jobs or Oprah, but their names are forgotten while the originals remain immortal. That's what envy does. It makes fools out of people who thought they were clever. The imitators fade, while the chosen ones rise unshaken. Think about it. Your OPPs scroll through your life like addicts, pretending not to care, yet every picture of you burns a hole in their chest. They repost your ideas, they mimic your vibe, they even style themselves like you, but the more they copy, the more they remind everyone who the original is. It's like a bootleg movie, blurry, awkward, and unwatchable. People always want the authentic version, never the knockoff. And you, chosen one, are the authentic version. This is why you don't even have to swing back. Your silence humiliates them more than your words ever could. Every step you take forward is proof they lost. Every new victory you touch makes their failed attempts look smaller. And here's the irony. They can't escape you. The universe has chained them to your glow as proof of their inferiority. They can run, they can lie, they can disguise, but your rise is the mirror they can't avoid. So understand this: their obsession is their confession. They expose their weakness every time they mention your name. They humiliate themselves every time they mimic your moves. They bury themselves deeper every time they try to bury you. You don't even have to fight for validation. It's already happening. The universe keeps receipts, and those receipts are stacked against your OPPs like evidence in court. Chosen One, breathe this truth in. You don't just walk past your enemies, you embarrass them. You don't just outshine them, you expose them. You make them look dumb every single day by simply existing. They can't beat you, so they want to be you. And every time they try, they prove what you already knew. They're beneath you, and they always will be. This is only the beginning. Because in the next moments, we're going to dissect exactly how you humiliate your enemies without lifting a finger. We'll expose why their envy eats them alive, why their lies collapse, why their copying never works, and why your glow remains untouchable. So lean in, Chosen One. If you've ever doubted the power you carry, prepare to see it laid out step by step, because the truth is simple: you are the original, and they are the pathetic imitations. And now it's time to watch them crumble. And Chosen One, don't move yet, because what you just heard was only the opening strike. That was the jab, but the knockout punches are still coming. The real exposure is about to unfold, step by step. And believe me, once we start breaking it down, you'll see why your OPPs trip over themselves every single day, trying to keep up with you. So here's what I want you to do. Drop the number 777 in the comments if you're ready to embrace the truth that every copycat, every hater, every fraud has already crowned you by trying to mimic you. And if you can, bless the team behind this mission with a super thanks. Your support fuels the fire that keeps these messages alive and ensures the truth reaches even more chosen ones across the world. Remember, this isn't just entertainment. This is warfare, and you are part of the army exposing the frauds. And now, let's dive into it, step by step. Stay with me, because if you are truly chosen, you'll feel the pull to hear every word until the very end. This isn't just a breakdown, it's your confirmation, your proof, and their humiliation. Let's get started. Number 1. Envy has them on their knees. Every time they envy you, they admit defeat without saying a word. Chosen One, let that sink in, because every jealous glare, every fake smile, every whisper they launch behind your back is not power. It's a confession. They can't stand you, yet they can't stop watching you. They claim to hate you, but their obsession proves otherwise. Envy is not random. It is worship twisted by bitterness. Your enemies aren't strong, they're starving. They study you like textbooks, hoping to crack the code of your essence, but no matter how many notes they take, they still fail the exam. Now imagine this for a moment, Chosen One. Picture a group of starving beggars standing outside a banquet hall. Inside, you sit at the table, feasting on abundance that was prepared for you by the universe. They press their faces against the glass, drooling, angry, desperate. But instead of building their own feast, they throw rocks at the window, hoping to distract you, hoping to shame you into leaving your seat. That's your ops. Their envy is hunger. Their hatred is thirst. And every time they plot against you, they only make their starvation more obvious. Here's the fact they can't face. Envy corrodes the one who carries it. Studies in psychology prove that envy isn't passive. It damages the brain, heightens stress hormones, and eats away at health. People who live in constant comparison age faster, sleep worse, and struggle to find joy. So while they pretend to laugh at you, their nervous system is betraying them. Their envy is literally rotting them from the inside out. That's why you stay radiant while they look drained. That's why you keep rising while they keep tripping. Science itself testifies that envy backfires. And chosen one, don't underestimate the confession hidden inside their hate. When they mimic your words, copy your style, steal your ideas, or stalk your every move, what they're really saying is, you're the blueprint. They don't envy nobodies. No one wastes energy plotting against the irrelevant. They obsess because you embody everything they wish they could be. Their jealousy is proof you already won before the race even began. But you may ask yourself, why does it hurt then? Why do I feel their envy pressing against me like a weight? Because chosen ones feel deeply. You're not just a target of envy, you're a vessel of light, and your empathy picks up on the daggers they throw. But here's your strength. Those daggers never pierce you, they pierce the thrower. History proves this over and over again. Think of Michael Jordan. His rivals studied his every move, envied his dominance, plotted to take his crown. Yet their obsession only fueled his legend. The more they hated, the more he scored. Or think of Beyoncé. No matter how many detractors mocked her, no matter how many tabloids tried to pull her down, their envy only cemented her as untouchable. Even Albert Einstein was ridiculed, attacked, and envied by other scientists. But today, their names are dust. His is immortal. The pattern is eternal. Envy doesn't bury greatness. It amplifies it. Chosen one, your enemies are on their knees without even realizing it. Their envy forces them into a posture of worship. They speak your name more than their own goals. They spend more energy plotting your downfall than building their own future. That's why they can't beat you. How can you lose to someone who spends all their time studying you instead of improving themselves? Their jealousy is a leash around their own neck. Every time they obsess over you, they tighten it. And let's slap them with another metaphor. Envy is quicksand. The more they thrash, the deeper they sink. They could climb out by focusing on their own growth, but instead they stare at you, struggle harder, and disappear beneath the weight of their own obsession. Meanwhile, you're walking on solid ground, unbothered, unshaken, chosen. Now, here's a truth that should set you free. Their envy is not your problem to fix. You don't have to shrink to make them comfortable. You don't have to dim your light so their eyes stop burning. The sun doesn't apologize for shining, and neither should you. If they squint, let them squint. If they hate, let them hate. Their reaction is proof of your impact. You don't owe your ops silence. You owe yourself brilliance. And here's the irony, chosen one. The very things they envy are things you built through scars, sweat, and sacrifice. They want your glow, but not your grind. They want your crown, but not your crucible. They don't realize that what they're envying isn't just luck. It's blood, nights you couldn't sleep, prayers whispered in the dark, battles fought alone. That's why they'll never truly have what you have. They want the fruit without planting seeds, the crown without carrying weight, the stage without rehearsing in the shadows. Ask yourself this: if I didn't matter, would they care? The answer is no. Envy is evidence. Their jealousy is the receipt that proves your value. So instead of letting it weaken you, let it fuel you. Every glare is an applause in disguise. Every rumor is free promotion. Every attempt to dim you is another spotlight on your shine. Look through history's pages again. Steve Jobs was envied out of his own company, but envy didn't erase him. It forced him to innovate until the world had no choice but to kneel. Oprah was envied by competitors who laughed at her beginnings. Today, her empire stands as a monument to endurance. Even Kobe Bryant once said, "I love when people doubt me. It just gives me fuel to prove them wrong." The chosen ones don't crumble under envy. They sharpen against it like blades against stone. And chosen one, this is where you must stand tall. When envy surrounds you, it's confirmation that your crown is visible. When they gossip, it's because your life is the headline. When they copy, it's because your originality is a weapon they can't forge. Don't see envy as opposition, see it as proof of position. You're already ahead, and they know it. So laugh at their attempts, tease them in silence, keep shining so brightly that their hate looks ridiculous even to themselves. Because here's the final blow. Every time they envy you, they admit defeat without saying a word. Their whispers are your victory chants. Their obsession is your coronation. And their envy, chosen one, is the loudest proof that you already won. Number 2, your existence is their humiliation. Your very presence is the mirror that exposes their fraud. Chosen one, this is why they hate you so deeply. You don't have to clap back. You don't have to expose them. You don't even have to mention their names. Your existence alone does the job. Every time you step into the room, you become the reflection they can't hide from. Their fakeness, their weakness, their lies, all of it gets exposed in the light of your authenticity. They can rehearse their act for weeks, but the moment you appear, their performance collapses. Now picture this. Imagine a counterfeit bill mixed into a stack of real money. Alone, it might pass. People might believe in it. But the second it sits next to the genuine currency, its flaws are obvious. That's exactly what your presence does, chosen one. You are the real thing. They are the counterfeit. The closer they stand to you, the more ridiculous they look. Your very existence humiliates them because it strips away their illusion. You are sunlight, they are mildew. You walk in, and their entire being starts to rot. You don't have to try. The universe built you with a shine they can't manufacture. That's why they shrink when you show up. That's why they whisper when you pass by. They know the moment you arrive, every mask they wear begins to crack. And here's the fact they can't escape. Psychology proves it. People with low self-esteem feel most insecure in the presence of authenticity. Your confidence exposes their weakness. Your composure reveals their chaos. You didn't humiliate them on purpose. Your aura did it for you. Look at history's pattern. Julius Caesar didn't need to raise his voice. His very presence commanded fear and betrayal from men who pretended to be loyal. Serena Williams didn't need to trash talk. Opponents lost before they even touched the court. Muhammad Ali didn't just fight in the ring, he won before the bell because his existence shattered the confidence of every man standing across from him. Chosen one, you are in that lineage. Your aura breaks them before the battle begins. And you may wonder, why does this happen? Why does me simply being me upset them so much? The answer is simple, because your existence is proof of what they could have been, if only they had discipline, courage, and authenticity. But they didn't. They chose shortcuts. They chose lies. They chose masks. And so when you walk in, you remind them of their failure. You are the living evidence that their excuses were lies. That's why they shrink. That's why they fidget. That's why they avoid eye contact when your presence floods the room. Let's put it in another metaphor. Think of a moth circling around a flame. The moth is drawn to it, but it resents it too, because the flame is everything it can never be. That's your enemies when you show up. They're drawn to you, but they hate how much brighter you burn. They circle you, mimic you, whisper about you, but in the end, your fire scorches their illusions. Their humiliation is inevitable. And here's the truth, science confirms. Jealousy literally activates pain centers in the brain, meaning every time your enemies see you, it physically hurts them. Think about that, chosen one. Your existence is painful to them. Not your words, not your actions, not even your victories. Just you breathing, smiling, walking into the space. That alone burns them like acid. And let's laugh at the irony. While your existence humiliates them, you weren't even trying to. You didn't dress to impress them. You didn't show up for their approval. You simply lived in your authenticity. And still, they crumbled. That's the difference between the chosen and the counterfeit. You don't need masks or tricks. You don't even need to fight. Your existence is the knockout. Look at Beyoncé. She doesn't need to drag her rivals. Her silence humiliates them. Look at LeBron James. His consistency humiliates critics who said he'd burn out years ago. Look at Oprah. She doesn't even have to respond to her haters. Her legacy makes their words look like jokes. Greatness doesn't need to fight. It simply exists, and that existence becomes the humiliation of everything mediocre. So, chosen one, stop wondering why people tense up around you. Stop questioning why they act fake in your presence. It's not paranoia, it's proof. They can't stand you because you are the mirror they can't look into. You don't expose them with gossip. You don't humiliate them with revenge. You expose them simply by living authentically. You humiliate them by refusing to fold. And here's where the real victory lies. They can try to copy you. They can try to compete with you. They can even try to erase you. But none of it works. Because you can't erase sunlight with a shadow. You can't outshine the flame with smoke. And you can't beat authenticity with performance. They will always shrink in your presence because fakeness cannot coexist with the real thing. So let this truth set you free. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to argue with slander or defend yourself against gossip. Just keep walking into rooms. Just keep existing. Because your existence alone is the humiliation of your enemies. They shrink, they crumble, they rot, because you are the sunlight they cannot stand. Chosen one, walk boldly. Let them shrink, let them whisper, let them fumble. Because every time you appear, the universe confirms your crown. Your very presence is the mirror that exposes their fraud, and nothing humiliates them more than being forced to see themselves in comparison to the real thing. Number 3, they copy like clowns, but still fail the circus. Imitation without originality is self-burial. Chosen one, let's call it what it is. They copy you like clowns, yet still fail at the circus. Every word you speak, they try to repeat. Every move you make, they scramble to mimic. They study your shine like it's a manual, but when they attempt to duplicate it, it comes out cheap, hollow, laughable. They can steal the recipe, but they'll never taste like the original, because what you carry isn't surface, it's essence, and essence can't be faked. Think of counterfeit bills printed on toilet paper. They can stamp the same numbers, the same colors, the same size, but the moment anyone touches it, the fraud is obvious. That's your enemies. They copy your style. They mimic your energy. They even try to steal your voice, but the universe exposes them instantly, because the real thing can't be counterfeited. The world knows authenticity when it sees it. You, chosen one, are the real currency, and they are monopoly money hoping someone won't notice. And maybe you've wondered, why do they keep copying if they always fail? The answer is simple. Envy breeds imitation. They can't compete with you directly, so they try to become you. But here's their humiliation. They can't become you. They can only chase the shadow of your glow, and shadows don't hold power. You are the source. They are the echo, and no echo has ever been louder than the original voice. Look around at history. Elvis Presley was copied endlessly, yet only one name remains king. Michael Jackson was imitated worldwide, but no copy ever came close. Beyoncé has 100 imitators, but only she sells out stadiums. Every legend has been mimicked, but the imitators vanish while the chosen ones remain eternal. The same story applies to you, chosen one. Their imitation is not competition, it's confirmation. The fact they want to be you is proof you've already won, so leave them. Let them copy, let them scramble to steal what was never theirs. The universe is with you, protecting your authenticity like a shield they'll never touch. Their imitation is their self-burial, their desperate proof that they can't stand on their own. You don't need to expose them. Their failure exposes itself. Number 4. Their gossip is just free marketing for you. Every lie they spread only points people back to you. Chosen one, this is the irony your enemies choke on daily. They think their gossip will bury you, but all it does is advertise you. Every whisper, every rumor, every twisted lie they throw into the air travels right back to you as free promotion. They're trying to dim your light, but the harder they bark, the more eyes turn to see who you are. They're not destroying your name, they're spreading it. Picture this metaphor clearly. Dogs barking at the moon. The moon doesn't argue. The moon doesn't bark back. The moon doesn't shrink. It shines. It glows. It dominates the night sky. And the dogs, they just strain their throats, exhausting themselves while the moon remains untouchable. That's you, chosen one. You are the moon, radiant, steady, undeniable. They are the dogs, loud but powerless. Their gossip hurts them more than it ever touches you. Now you might ask, why does it sting when they talk behind my back? Because you're human, chosen one, and you feel deeply. But here's the truth. Gossip is always born from inferiority. People only gossip about those above them. No one gossips down. They only gossip up. So every lie they tell is actually a confession of your position. They don't gossip about nobodies, they gossip about chosen ones. That's your proof. History shows it over and over. They gossiped about Martin Luther King Jr., calling him a troublemaker. Today, he's remembered as a world changer. They gossiped about Princess Diana, trying to tarnish her, but her legacy outshines her critics. Even today, powerful leaders, artists and visionaries are smeared with rumors. But notice something, the gossipers are forgotten, while the names they tried to drag remain immortal. So, chosen one, don't waste energy fighting gossip. Let them talk, let them lie, let them bark, because while they exhaust themselves with words, the universe keeps amplifying your shine. Their gossip isn't proof of your weakness. It's proof of your impact. If they're talking, it means you're shaking things. It means your presence is felt. It means you've already won. Remember this, gossip is just free marketing. Every rumor spreads your name wider. Every lie points back to your glow. And every enemy that opens their mouth unknowingly bows to you, because without you, they'd have nothing to talk about. Number 5. Their lies crack like glass under pressure. Their lies crack like glass under pressure. Chosen one, remember this truth. Nothing they say about you can stand the weight of reality. Lies may glitter for a moment, but the moment they're tested, they shatter. That's why their stories always fall apart. They tell one version today, another tomorrow, and within weeks the contradictions are exposed. Their fake narratives collapse like rotten beams in an abandoned house, weak, hollow and unable to carry weight. Now imagine termites chewing through wood from the inside. At first, the house may look solid, but day by day, the damage spreads until one small push makes the entire thing crumble. That's what your enemies do when they lie. Every word they spin is a termite gnawing at their own credibility. They think they're building a fortress against you, but all they're doing is destroying themselves from within. Eventually, their whole structure of deception caves in, and They're buried under their own dishonesty. And maybe you've asked yourself, why do their lies even get attention if they're so weak? Because lies are loud, chosen one. They're flashy, they catch ears quickly, but facts are patient. Truth doesn't need to scream, it simply waits. And when time puts pressure on their stories, the cracks show. This is why you don't need to chase down every rumor. The universe handles it. Their lies always trip over themselves, leaving them exposed as frauds. History proves it. Think of Richard Nixon. His lies built a presidency, but under pressure, they collapsed, and he was forced to resign in shame. Or Lance Armstrong, who lied for years about doping, but eventually the truth burst through, and his reputation disintegrated overnight. Lies may run fast, but truth runs longer, and in the end, truth always overtakes. Chosen one, your enemies don't understand this. They lie to gain control, to tarnish your name, but every lie is a seed of their own humiliation. The more they pile up, the heavier the collapse will be. That's why you must stay calm, focused, unbothered. The universe is already working for you. Their lies are not weapons against you. They are termites destroying their own house. So let them talk. Let them spin. Let them scramble to hold their stories together, because under the weight of your authenticity, their lies will always crack like glass, and they'll be the ones bleeding from the shards. Number 6. They are haunted by your survival. They are haunted by your survival. Chosen one, this is the wound your enemies can't heal. They plotted your downfall. They whispered curses. They threw everything they had at you. Yet here you are, still breathing, still walking, still shining. Every morning you rise is another nail in their coffin. Your survival is their nightmare, because it proves that nothing they do can erase you. They wanted to see you broken, but instead you glow brighter. And that glow burns them like fire they can't escape. Imagine it this way. They built a grave for you with their bare hands, certain you'd never climb out. But the universe flipped their plot, and now they're the ones trapped in the pit while you walk free. Your very survival is the ghost that haunts them. They see you laughing, working, thriving, and it's a reminder that their efforts failed. Failure doesn't just humiliate them, it eats them alive, because your life is proof they have no power over you. And maybe you wonder, why are they so obsessed with my survival? Because, chosen one, your survival exposes their weakness. If everything they did to you wasn't enough to destroy you, then what does that say about them? It says they are powerless. It says the universe itself is with you, shielding you, lifting you, and reminding them that no enemy can overthrow destiny. That truth tortures them more than anything. Look at history. Nelson Mandela was locked away for 27 years, but his survival destroyed the system that tried to bury him. Malala Yousafzai was shot in the face, yet her survival made her a global force for education. Tupac said it best. I'm still standing because they couldn't break me. Survival itself is victory, and every op knows it. So, chosen one, the next time you wake up, understand what it means. Your heartbeat is rebellion. Your breath is resistance. Your glow is a death sentence to their schemes. You don't even have to fight. They are already haunted by the fact that you exist. Let them suffer in silence. Let them choke on your survival. Because every sunrise you see is another coffin nail hammered deep into their envy, and they'll never escape the torment of watching you rise again. Number 7. Every curse they sent boomerangs back. Spit into the wind, and it returns in your own face. Chosen one, this is the law your enemies never learned. Every curse they spit at you, every hateful word, every plot to see you fall, it doesn't land on you. It boomerangs back tenfold, wrapping around their necks and choking the life out of them. While they sit fuming, wondering why nothing works, the universe is just balancing the scales. You stay untouched because their energy is their own undoing. Think of it like this: someone throwing ashes into the air, hoping to blind you. But the wind shifts, and suddenly they're coughing, gagging, and covered in the very filth they launched. That's your enemy's chosen one. They built traps, yet walked into them. They dug holes but fell inside. They spit curses into the wind, and every single time the wind carried it back to their own faces. And maybe you've asked yourself, why don't their curses destroy me? Because the universe is not neutral. It's with you. You're chosen, protected, aligned with something they can't comprehend. Energy doesn't disappear. It only transfers. So when they send hate, it can't touch you. It circles back to its source. That's why their lives keep cracking while yours keeps rising. They are victims of their own venom. Look at the patterns of history. Haman built gallows to hang Mordecai and ended up hanging on them himself. The Pharisees plotted to bury Jesus' name, yet it spread worldwide. Even in modern times, people like Kobe Bryant and Rihanna faced endless curses from critics, but each insult returned as fuel for their legacy, while their haters drowned in irrelevance. The universe has never let hate go unpaid. It always cashes out on the sender. Chosen one, understand this clearly. You don't need revenge. You don't need to curse back. The universe is your shield, and every dart aimed at you is recycled into their punishment. That's why you keep glowing while they keep choking. Their envy, their curses, their lies, they can't touch you because you were never the target. They curse themselves the moment they cursed you. So let them spit into the wind. Let them waste their breath, because every drop of venom they release only circles back and poisons their own tongue. You rise higher, cleaner, untouchable, while they drown in the storms they created. Number 8, they want your crown, but it would crush their skull. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and theirs would snap like a twig. Chosen one, this is why they crave what you carry, but could never handle it. They stare at your crown with jealous eyes, wishing it sat on their heads, not realizing the weight would break them in half. They want your glow, your power, your influence, but they don't want the scars, the storms, the battles that forged it. They want your crown, but it would crush their skull the moment it touched them. Picture it this way: ants trying to steal a lion's mane. They can tug, they can bite, they can pretend they're carrying something majestic, but in reality, they look ridiculous. They weren't built for it. They weren't chosen for it. Just like ants can't handle the glory of a lion, your enemies can't handle the weight of your calling. The crown was made for you and you alone, molded by the universe to fit your head perfectly. On theirs, it's nothing but a death sentence. And maybe you ask yourself, if they can't handle it, why do they still want it so badly? Because envy blinds them. They see the shine, but not the sacrifice. They see the glory, but not the grind. They see you elevated, but forget you were once crushed and rebuilt. Your crown was forged in fire, and fire would burn them alive. They're envious of the throne, but allergic to the trials it took to earn it. Look at history. King Saul envied David's crown, but his jealousy destroyed him while David's name endured. So many envied Michael Jordan's throne, but the weight of his discipline crushed every copycat who tried. Even today, people envy the crowns of leaders, visionaries, and artists, yet when they attempt to wear them, the pressure exposes their weakness. A crown is not jewelry. It's weight, responsibility, endurance. Only the chosen can bear it. So let them want it, let them dream of stealing it, because the truth is, if they ever touched it, they'd collapse under its power. The universe didn't design your enemies to wear what was meant for you. They weren't chosen, and their bones would break under the very glory they envy. Chosen one, wear your crown boldly. Heavy is the head, yes, but yours was built for this weight. Theirs would snap like twigs. Number 9, your boundaries are their public defeat. Your boundaries are their public defeat. Chosen one, understand this. You don't need to curse them, argue with them, or even call their names out loud. Your silence is the loudest humiliation they'll ever face. That locked door, that refusal to let them close, crushes their ego more than any insult ever could. Because deep down, they're begging for access, clawing for attention, desperate for a response. And when you give them nothing, the universe itself announces their irrelevance. Picture this: beggars pounding at the castle gates while the king dines inside. Their fists are raw, their throats are sore from shouting, but the gates remain closed. The king doesn't need to come down, doesn't need to explain, doesn't need to justify. His silence is power. His refusal to open those gates is proof of authority. That's you, chosen one. You're seated at the table, feasting on peace and elevation, while your enemies humiliate themselves outside, pounding at doors that will never open. And maybe you've asked yourself, why does my silence bother them more than my words? Because silence is final. Words invite a battle, but silence declares victory. When you refuse to engage, you show them they're not even worthy of your time. That truth slices deeper than any clapback could. It forces them to face their own insignificance, and they can't stand that reflection. History shows it. Napoleon once said, "Never interfere with your enemy when he is making a mistake." That's what silence is, you letting them collapse under the weight of their own foolishness. Look at Beyoncé, attacked countless times by critics. Does she clap back? No. She sets boundaries, stays silent, and lets her work speak. The result? Her silence humiliates her haters, leaving them shouting into a void. Chosen one, your boundaries are divine armor. Every time you say no, every time you ignore their bait, every time you refuse to let them near, you're forcing them into the spotlight of their own desperation. They wanted war, you gave them silence. They wanted chaos, you gave them peace. And nothing humiliates a fraud more than being locked out of the kingdom they swore they'd tear down. So keep those doors closed. Keep those walls high. Your silence is their public defeat, and every locked boundary is another reminder they were never worthy to sit at your table. Number 10. The universe keeps every receipt of their failure. The universe keeps every receipt of their failure. Chosen one, let this truth ground you. Nothing they did against you vanished into thin air. Every smear, every betrayal, every plot, every whispered curse, it's all been logged, time-stamped, and stored in the archives of the universe. And the universe has perfect memory. At the right moment, those receipts get replayed, not against you, but against them. Their own actions become the rope they hang themselves with. Think of a courtroom where everything is recorded. Every word, every lie, every contradiction is written down. And when the trial comes, the judge doesn't need opinions, just the receipts. That's how the universe works. Your enemies may think their schemes disappeared, but the universe was watching, taking notes, stacking evidence. And chosen one, when judgment time comes, those receipts won't just expose them. They'll magnify your greatness. Every attack will be proof of your endurance. Every plot will be proof of your resilience. Their actions are your evidence. Imagine a thief breaking into a store, thinking no one saw, but hidden cameras catch every move. Later, that footage becomes undeniable proof of guilt. That's your enemies. They thought their gossip, their lies, their envy would vanish. But the cameras of the universe never blink, and when it's replayed, the world will see the truth. They were desperate, and you were chosen. And maybe you wonder, why doesn't the universe punish them right away? Because timing is everything. Sometimes the receipts need to stack high, so when the collapse comes, there's no way out. Think of history. Richard Nixon's Watergate tapes, hidden for years, then replayed to bring him down. Or Harvey Weinstein, decades of abuse caught up to him because the universe doesn't lose records. The fall always comes, and when it does, it's undeniable. Chosen one, you don't need revenge. You don't need to chase justice. Every move they made is already logged as evidence. Their envy is on file. Their schemes are stamped with dates. And when the universe cashes out, those receipts will scream louder than anything you could have said. So rest easy. Keep shining. The universe is your witness, your lawyer, your judge. And your enemies, they already wrote their own verdict. Number 11. They don't even have an identity without you. Their whole identity collapses the moment your name leaves their mouth. Chosen one, understand this clearly. Your enemies are not built on substance. They are built on obsession. Without you, they are blank pages, empty vessels, hollow echoes. Their entire personality revolves around being anti-you. Every insult, every smear, every mocking laugh, it's all recycled fuel from your fire. Strip away your name, and they vanish like smoke in the wind. Picture this for a moment. A shadow. It only exists when the sun is present. The moment the sun moves, the shadow dissolves into nothingness. That's your enemies. You are the sun, they are the shadow. Without your light, they don't exist. Their relevance depends on your radiance. They copy you, stalk you, gossip about you, but in truth, you are their lifeline. Their very hatred is proof of your power. And maybe you ask, but why do they invest so much energy in me? Because envy is parasitic. Parasites cannot live without a host, and you, chosen one, are the host they desperately need but cannot consume. Your glow gives them something to react to. Your success gives them something to complain about. Your resilience gives them a reminder of what they can't achieve. Without you, they'd have no story to tell, no audience to manipulate, no mask to wear. History has shown this same truth. Nikola Tesla's rivals thrived only in opposition to him, but without his genius, they faded into irrelevance. Muhammad Ali's haters built their careers on his name, but when Ali wasn't in the ring, they had no light of their own. Even in entertainment, how many one-hit wonders tried to ride the coattails of true legends? The moment they stopped mentioning the star, they disappeared into silence. That's the fate of your enemies, irrelevance without you. Here's the irony. The more they try to erase you, the more they expose themselves as defined by you. Their hate is a confession that you are the center of their orbit, and the universe laughs at them, because while they waste their lives being your shadow, you keep shining, moving, rising. So, chosen one, hold your head high. Don't flinch at their obsession. Remember this truth. Your enemies don't even have an identity without you. You are the sun. They are mildew in your light, shadows under your glow. And the universe will always keep the difference clear. Light shines eternal, shadows vanish. Number 12. You're winning without even trying. Power isn't proven by effort, it's proven when enemies collapse at your silence. Chosen one, let that hit deep, because right now, you're winning without even trying. Your enemies claw, scratch and hustle in the shadows, plotting how to dim your light, yet all you do is exist, and that alone makes them crumble. You don't lift a finger, you don't chase them, you don't even acknowledge them, and still your glow crushes their spirit like glass under a hammer. Picture this for a moment. A lion resting in the sun, not hunting, not roaring, just lying there in full majesty, and around it, hyenas circle, barking, snarling, trying to provoke. But the lion doesn't move. It doesn't need to. Its very presence reminds them of the hierarchy, king versus scavenger. That's you, chosen one. You're the lion. They're the noise. And the silence of your strength humiliates them louder than any words ever could. Maybe you've asked yourself, but shouldn't I be doing more? Shouldn't I fight back? No, the universe already fights for you. Their schemes, their lies, their envy, it's all a boomerang snapping back at them. Psychologists even confirm that obsessing over someone you envy drains your mental health, raises stress hormones, and leads to burnout. So while they wither, you grow. While they scramble, you rest. And in that rest, you rise higher than their effort could ever take them. Think of the legends. Michael Jordan didn't respond to every critic. His greatness silenced them. Beyoncé doesn't clap back at rumors. Her success drowns them out. Even in history, true power was never proven by noise, but by presence. Napoleon once said, "Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake." That's you. Let them collapse under the weight of their own envy while you remain untouched. And here's the kicker. Every day you breathe, you embarrass your ops. Every smile, every step forward, every victory, big or small, is salt in their wounds. They lost the war the moment they declared it, because they never understood this truth. Chosen ones don't need to try to win. You are the win. Chosen one, stand tall. You are living proof that silence is power, that presence is dominance, and that the universe crowns those who don't waste their energy on clowns. Keep glowing, keep breathing, keep rising, because without effort, without struggle, without even trying, you've already won. And chosen one, as we close this message, let this truth settle deep. You don't just survive your enemies, you humiliate them by thriving. Their envy, their lies, their noise all fold under the weight of your existence. You are proof that the universe crowns light over shadow every single time. Now, chosen one, don't just listen, engage. Drop the number 77 in the comments to claim your crown. Like this message, subscribe to stay aligned with this force, and share it so more chosen ones awaken. Together, we spread the light and remind every op they already lost.